Do I have everybody's attention now? Burn it down!
This is the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
Scotty Villa brings you your new favorite pro wrestling podcast.
There is nothing you could do that is more dangerous than wrestling CM Punk.
He's got the latest in covering all of the major promotions in professional wrestling.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Breaking news and hot topics, he's covering everything from Monday night till Sunday night's main event.
I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling. I'm Dr. Britt Baker.
And we never forget to go old school.
I was rowdy before rowdy was cool.
From the golden era.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
To the attitude era.
And if you're not down with that, then he's got 2 words for you.
To the revolution.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
And everything in between.
Super kick, hot tag!
This is your pro wrestling podcast. This is In My House.
Give me a hell yeah.
Welcome to my house, baby.
Welcome everyone to the Impulse Pro Wrestling Podcast. It's Scotty Villa. It is UK Tom, the 92nd man himself. Ooh, he's so smooth. It's Monday Night Mike here on the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. Ooh, gah.
It's a late night phone sex line, boys.
Jesus.
Call us 1-800. Are you alone right now?
No, and that's the fucking problem.
Are you looking for hot singles in your area?
Do you got 90
Well, let me tell you,
seconds?
you're going to find them in Weyburn. Over to you, UK Tom.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, sure. That's one way to do it. This Saturday in Weyburn, Saskatchewan, not Estevan, I am learning. I will be heading up to represent the podcast at Surrey Valley Wrestling. They have a fun looking show coming up. They have a triple threat of Spiderfly versus Noisy Boy versus Psychedelia. 3 very underrated luchadors. Spiderfly and Noisy Boy have been in GCW, and they remind me of the Lucha Brothers.
Sorry, you said this was a local show in Weyburn. This isn't Juggalo Championship Wrestling, is it? Because those names are just fucking wild. This is awesome.
Nope. They
right,
are
just checking.
in Weyburn, Saskatchewan.
Love it.
I'm pretty certain Spiderfly and Noisy Boy are flying to Weyburn directly from their land tour.
All right.
So that's cool as fuck.
Hell of a flight.
Yeah.
I fucking love that KFC buffet.
We got a hardcore match, guys.
Ooh,
Oh, you love violence.
I
There's one thing
do.
I know about you. You love violence.
he does.
I quite enjoy Cannonball Kelly's work, and he's in the hardcore match.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be fun. I'm not familiar with the guy he's wrestling, Carlos Oliva, I think it is. The font is not my eyes friendly, so I think it's Carlos Oliva.
Me eyes don't see good.
No, exactly. But hardcore match, that's always fun. Remember, Surrey Valley, you break doors, sell them at the merch table. And the match I'm really excited for is Christian Starr, who is a very up-and-coming wrestler in Canada. He does some very, very good stuff. I've seen him before. Facing GCW and former NOAH junior heavyweight champion Dante Leone for the Surrey Valley Wrestling Championship. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for this show. I haven't left Regina in a while, so that's going to be fun too, just to get the fuck out of here. This show is taking place at Hold on. Royal Canadian Legion Branch 47, which is 153rd Street Northeast. You know, if I said Canadian addresses to English folks back home, they'd probably have a stroke. Ticket Tickets are available at Sky's the Limit Comics. There's also an Eventbrite link, which you can get to via Surrey Valley Wrestlers Instagram page, which is Surrey Wrestling. If you are at the show, come see me. Come say hi. I like to say hi, especially if I'm there on my just sitting there. Come see me.
Not for too long, though.
Yeah. Also want to point out that our forever friends at Reaper Wrestling had announced some exciting news this weekend. They are heading to Ontario for the first time.
Leaving the pit.
They're leaving the pit. They're leaving Saskatchewan.
Good for them. Awesome. Love to hear that.
And not only are they heading to Toronto, they're heading to Toronto for a 2-night event.
Ooh, back to back nights.
It is, yeah.
Love that.
So keep an eye on the social medias and keep listening to us for information on what the hell Reaper are bringing to Ontario. Big news. That's excited for them, and I can't wait to see what they do.
You broke news to us the other day about with Reaper Wrestling. There's a mystery opponent coming to Reaper Wrestling to take on Frankie Kazarian.
There is.
Who's it going to be?
Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger. Not Demolition. You heard it here. Demolition, nowhere near me, please.
That's because they're going into the Hall of Fame. They're going into the Hall of Fame. That's where they're going to be.
What a shame. This year's WrestleMania is just dog shit.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. That's such bullshit. And you know it. The only thing terrible about this year's fucking WrestleMania is John Cena. God damn. Man, fuck you guys.
He saved WrestleMania.
No,
well, we're not doing it now. We got too much.
Yeah, we're not doing it now.
Yeah, we got way too much to talk about.
And
can I give my guess?
Reaper.
Can I give my guess on who I think the mystery opponent is? I think they're going big. I think it's Nick Nemeth. That's my guess.
I think it's Monday Night Mike. No.
It's out. Avenging all the shit talk towards my mustache. I'm coming for you, Frankie, you fuck.
All I'm excited for is I know the talent we all do, the talent that Reaper's brought to Saskatchewan before. I'm really excited to see who they bring out as a surprise, and it's going to be fun. And I hope it stays a surprise because
I do too.
So really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to going to Weyburn this weekend. Won't be long till we're back in the pit in Moose Jaw. Also, CWE are here soon with EC3 and a steel cage. We're very spoiled in the Saskatchewan Regina area right now.
Yeah, keep it up. And just for anyone listening in your area, if local pro wrestling is there, go check it out. Go buy a ticket, buy some merch, go support it because the more you support it, the more you're going to get shows. We're getting very, very lucky with 3 big shows in basically a month's time. So, definitely get out there.
Without a hint of making fun of anybody or anything like that, deadly serious. If you are not in our area and are attending local shows, let me know who is there. I'd love to know what shows you're going to and who's turning up in your area.
Yeah.
Send either the podcast page on Instagram a message or mine, which is UK Wrestling Tom. I would genuinely love to know what pro wrestling is going on in your local area.
It's fun. That's a blast. Check out all those Reaper Wrestling, Surf Valley Wrestling, CWE, Canadian Wrestling Elite. They're all on the internet, so just Google them and they'll get you to all their socials with all the information. WrestleMania season is underway. We are 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania.
Right. That is right.
Before we get to that, I need to talk AEW. Chris Jericho returned to AEW last week in Winnipeg. All the dirties late last year were saying Jericho is done in AEW. He's heading to the WWE. He's going to get the big send-off and yada, yada, yada. And then it doesn't happen. And late last year, you started hearing rumblings from the dirties saying that they tacked on more time to Chris's contract. He's can't be going anywhere. And then we start finding out a couple weeks ago, Jericho's probably sticking around in AEW. Or at least he's not showing up in WWE anytime soon. We get the return. Jericho comes out, big pop in his hometown, says, Winnipeg, AEW, I'm home. And then he's out. He's talking this week. Obviously, it's before we record, so we don't know what happens. But Are you guys happy that Jericho is back in AEW? Did you want him back in the Fed? Where are you lying on Jericho's return to wrestling?
I don't care where Jericho goes as long as he is there to do. If he's there to work and he's there to try to make the product better, I don't care where he is. I think right now AEW is a better fit for him.
Is there, I mean, obviously the Dirties, it's our favorite thing to talk about, right? Because they're always so spot on. Yeah. They're always so spot on. But the talk of that WWE did want Chris Jericho for a farewell tour. They didn't want Chris Jericho, which seemed to be a long time. It's a better fit if he's willing to stick around longer. Like if he wants to get more out of his days. Yeah. I think there's a lot more younger talent that Chris Jericho can help right now in AEW. I mean, either is a fine fit. I think money obviously has to probably factor into this too. I think it was probably a pretty lucrative offer to stay over there in AEW.
I'm also wondering if it's the rumors that they wanted a retirement tour from him that made him go, fuck you.
Yeah, sure. But he knows that door's open.
Yeah.
Right? Like when he does want to end, that he very well can end at home. And if they said, they're like, hey, like in our cards, especially with how WWE programming is working right now, with like the amount of younger talent they do have on the roster, if it was the right time. Like considering how he was back on AEW television right now, I really, looking at WrestleMania season, it didn't seem like a good time for Chris Jericho to come home. Right now, like in this moment in time.
I think it's a huge win for AEW. I think it stole the night for AEW, which AEW hasn't been able to do very much lately outside of the Revolution pay-per-view, but it's WrestleMania season and all eyes are on the WWE and the road to WrestleMania. So I thought it was a win for AEW. And I agree with you guys. Money's probably a big factor. Creative is probably a big factor. He probably has a lot of say in pitching his ideas and ability to pitch his ideas. TV time is probably a big thing. And I love Chris Jericho. He's one of my favorites. I've followed him for years. I've read his books. I listened to his podcast. Jericho doesn't do what you expect him to do. He's never been that guy. And everyone expected him to go to the Fed. Everybody did. So Jericho does the most Jericho thing and says, fuck you, I'm staying in AEW. And he's going to go off and he's going to shove it down anyone's throat who thought, yeah, you have to go to the Fed now because you're running AEW. Looks like it's done. I'm happy for it. It's going to get me to watch AEW a little bit more. I can't wait to watch it on Wednesday night to see what Jericho says. So big win for AEW and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, sure. It stays AEW TV. It's great. You got Chris Jericho back. I don't think that's moving the needle as much as you want it to. Sorry, it's not a jab at Chris Jericho, but it's the program you're on.
My only hope for Jericho this run is that he's used a little smarter by AEW to get younger talent over, as in put them over, not be in a program with.
Yeah, I think that'll be the mission statement now for Chris Jericho. He will work with and put over younger talent and get them to that next level, whatever that may be, whether it's a mid-card, up to a mid-card or up to a main event or yeah, you know what I mean. So
with Kyle Fletcher being injured and the TNT title most likely about to be vacated, does Jericho win the TNT title this weekend in Vancouver?
I hope not.
And then he can work with the younger talent who usually go for the TNT title.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it because then you've got, I mean, let's be honest, open challenges are a thing. I don't like him anymore. I don't want to see him anymore. But if you had Jericho wrestling every other week on an open challenge, that gets younger wrestlers.
Strikes again. He'll be talking and he'll get it.
There it is.
He's back. He's back, baby.
Yeah.
But all I heard was
did you just tell the kids to get off the internet?
Might have done some hollering. I was on my end. Everything was good. On my end, everything was good. But anyway, I was just saying.
I was saying too.
Go ahead. All I was saying was open challenges are a thing. You can have Jericho doing that every other week with younger talent just to get him in the ring with Jericho, and then who knows what happens from there. But I'm happy to see Jericho back in AEW. Just I love Jericho, so I'll tune in to watch him.
Celebrity Mania is happening in the very near future. We should probably talk about that.
We have to, because we found out who the man on the phone was to Randy Orton last Friday on SmackDown. And Tom's removed his headphones. He doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to talk about it.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Tom's out. He's going to get a nice cold Pepsi while we talk about the man on the phone.
But we all know it's Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was the guy on the phone. He comes out, cuts a promo basically saying, how does wrestling suck right now when Randy Orton is still around? Why are WrestleMania tickets down when Randy Orton's still around? And he's coming here to kill that narrative, kill pro wrestling, because if Randy Orton's not the man, then wrestling shouldn't be a thing at all. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Tom, you got any thoughts on that? I have some thoughts, but I'm excited about Tom's thoughts.
You know why wrestling sucks so bad right now? Because Pat McAfee's the guy on the fucking phone. And so I will say, I'm sticking to my not watching SmackDown. So I did not see it. I watched it on YouTube, probably on Sunday. And before I watched it, I was okay with it because it was different and it wasn't what we expected. And sometimes that is exactly what WWE needs to do. This was not one of those times. I watched it and I wish I hadn't, because now I'm angry about it. And
so what part made you angry?
So were we just focusing on the royal family thing too much? Because what the fuck does he have to do with anything?
Yes. Real quick, I'm just going to jump in. I think we were. I questioned you guys about it last week, and we just didn't know. I think Randy was just talking about himself now. He was saying, there's more than one royal family. It's me. I'm an Orton. Grandfather did it. My dad did it. And Pat McAfee was the one on the phone reminding him of that. It just didn't come across that way on television, unfortunately.
Yes, it didn't. And if that's what they were going for, then that's what they completely missed.
Yeah, that was a miss.
The thing I didn't like was this is the easiest backstory for a WrestleMania in years. There's 20 years of history between Randy Orton and the Twink. They could have just led with that. And they had to put fucking Pat McAfee in there.
So here's my response to that. Just real quick. Yeah. I agree that that legacy storyline with Cody and Randy is what we all wanted out of the storyline. I feel like they were giving that to us, but the crowd wasn't responding. They were cheering Randy and booing Cody, which on paper, that's probably not the response that they wanted. So
the response I wanted.
I imagine TKO panicked, and combine that with ticket sales being not where they wanted it to be.
Well, we know why ticket sales aren't wired. Why?
Because it's too fucking expensive.
We'll get to it.
Stroke.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
And I agree, ticket sales are fucking expensive, but I imagine that these big boardrooms are like, what the fuck? Why aren't tickets? I thought this was the hottest thing in all of entertainment right now. So I guess they panicked.
You're not wrong. You're not, and I agree with you. But I just wish the main event of WrestleMania, night 1 or 2, whichever it's night 1, I guess they announced that this morning, was about the wrestlers, not about some fucking asshole who used to kick a fucking football around. And I know he's been on WWE for a few years, and I know he's apparently a big deal. But use WrestleMania for your talent. We already have Speed. We already have Jelly Roll. We already have that rapper dude whose name I've forgotten. Something about a boat.
Travis Scott.
No, Lil Yachty.
Not him.
Lil
Him,
Yachty.
yeah. See, a boat. Yeah.
See,
now we get Pat McAfee as well.
I think we get great wrestling with the wrestlers if one, unfortunately, if things sell well, which they're not going to because of the prices, but two, the crowds are hot for what's being presented. And let's be honest, a lot of people were shitting on Randy and Cody from day one. A lot of people were, not me, but
yeah,
I'm just a mark. So yeah. So in my opinion, TKO panics and they go, what do we need to do? We need to get more mainstream people in here. So fucking TMZ will cover it and ESPN will cover it and so on. But this isn't new. We've always had celebrities in there.
No, you're right. But is anybody who is a speed fan, if that, going to watch WrestleMania because Speed is on it, or are they going to find the clips of Speed doing things? They're not going to watch the whole show.
Doesn't matter. Both are a win.
Yeah, if they get YouTube numbers,
both get you a presence on YouTube. If you watch clips on X or Instagram, it doesn't matter. It's a win to them either way. All right.
Yes.
Don't worry, guys. Monday night Mike's here. He's got the floor now. First thing about focusing too much on what was said on the phone, that's poor writing, and that's cope for you to say, did we dig too much into that? They made him say it. They pointed towards it. They got the audience thinking that. That's bad writing. That's bad writing, period. You didn't need that at all if it was going to be Pat McAfee. Big win here for it being Pat McAfee. People hate it and they're vocal about it. Still fucking big win for them. People don't like it, and they are very loud about not liking it. And that's good. You should fucking hate Pat McAfee right now. This is the wrestling business. I hope you fucking hate him because they really don't want you to like him. They don't want you to like him at WrestleMania. They're not going to want you to like him after. This is what they're going with. Pat McAfee also probably was like, yeah, this will get shit on, but I'm ready to be a heel. But I'm ready to do this. Randy could have done this on his own. All he had to do was boot Cody in the fucking head. The kids would have been crushed. You still could have got there. I agree.
I don't think that's coming at Mania.
I do also think he's going to be vicious. But the reaction is exactly where I think they want it to be. They're pissed. Now, do you pick Pat McAfee to sell tickets? I'm with that point. No, that ain't moving the needle. If you were already on the fence about buying WrestleMania tickets, Pat McAfee didn't push that over. He didn't. But engagement and people buying in, obviously what happened yesterday on WWE's television, this is a good thing. First story in what is a little messy for a WrestleMania season. But it wasn't Dwayne. It wasn't Dwayne.
So
sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to ask because after Pat McAfee's promo, we got Cody's response, and then on Raw this week we got Punk's response. What did you guys think of those responses? Because now we're diving into realism here when it comes to this storyline. Are you guys good with that?
Now, I didn't watch Cody's promo because I'd rather stick needles in my eyes.
I've got it memorized. Hold on.
But
I'm just trying to get my list.
I did watch. I'm still watching Raw. I loved CM Punk's promo.
It was, I feel, a touch too long for the Roman stuff, which is wild because that's the thing you should be selling in that promo.
Mm-hmm.
But fucking, what a company move. Let's get real here.
Oh no, Dirty said he was shooting, Mike. That was
fuck right off, man.
Same as the last pipe bomb that he was shooting on.
Yeah, those were shooting. They didn't know what he was gonna say.
Again, like there's the idea that like the tickets ain't going down, but you want to have that guy who's anti-establishment, cough, Stone Cold Steve Austin, cough.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are great for the audience, and it's a hell of a promo. It is. It spoke to the everyman. That's what you want, right? The fan who wants to go to WrestleMania can't afford it. Do you hope that turns into an eye-opener for TKO and their events? Sure. This economy's fucked anyway, so probably not. Not right now.
Yeah.
But if you wanted more people behind CM Punk, you did Monday. Because ain't no way. When the OTC chant started during that promo, I was like, yeah, like people love Roman. Like they love the company guy.
Not anymore.
But that went away pretty quick. Quick. And also, dear CM Punk, like you're selling you and Roman. To get mixed up with Pat McAfee, what's your game plan story-wise, WWE? You don't have him go out there and say that unless there's something brewing.
I think it's easy. Either the Monday or SmackDown after Mania or the next pay-per-view. It's a tag team match. It's Randy and Pat versus Cody and Punk.
Oh, I don't hate that.
Punk's. I think Pat's going to be like the pseudo TKO suit representative kind of thing, right? Not.
Do you think that the end game here is to run WWE versus TKO?
No, I don't. I don't think it'll be
you
WWE.
saying it out loud. Just I hated it so much. I hated it. Oh, fuck's sake.
Now, I don't fully hate it right now. And the only reason for that is I can't figure out what the fuck else they can do.
I don't want an evil general manager or suit.
Oh no, I don't want that.
I don't want anything like that. I like the fact that we have Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis doing the job that they have to do, whether it's good for the babyface or good for the heel, bad both ways, right? Like they're fair down the line until they get pushed too far. I don't want this WWE versus TKO thing. I don't want that TKO even referenced on TV. This is a TV show. This is a fake world that I don't need Marvel to be represented. I don't need Tony Stark being like, well, the Marvel writer said I got to say this. It doesn't work for me. Just let's have our fantasy world. And then if you want it to be the bad guys, let the bad guys be the bad guys. I think Pat McAfee just needs to be a Bobby Heenan type manager for Randy Orton to keep him getting heat. Because if you move Pat away from Randy's getting cheered all day long. There's just too much respect there.
I guess you can't have both of your main events have that because Punk and Roman, you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
You can't avoid that, right? So people tuning in, you're right. If you want it to feel like wrestling was cheer the good guy, boo the bad guy, you're going to have that direction. And yes, I think the momentum is smart that way because people fucking hated that it was Pat McAfee. So that's just automatically going to rub over to Randy. You're getting your boos. I get it. Is it the right way? Maybe not. Were they in a pinch? Probably. The phone could have opened the door to many people they could have called.
I think that's very nicely. I have two questions for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's us.
I have heard this week that apparently the Pat McAfee thing came from the TKO guy whose name I've forgotten again.
Emmanuel.
So my first question is A, do you believe that? And B, do you think if it didn't come from him, or if it did come from him, sorry, the guy on the phone was going to be Shane McMahon?
Oh, I really don't think it's going to be a McMahon. I don't
think so either.
But I mean, if it's coming from your money guy, like there's a level there, right? And then it's dangerous too. When the board office is getting into creative, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem fundamentally with, like Scott said, your fantasy world. You put people in creative for a reason. Now, we can all agree it's been a little messy this WrestleMania season for creative. We got there. We got our cards. We got there. We got to WrestleMania, but it wasn't pretty. I'll be the first to say it wasn't the prettiest. Now, I do think the cards look good. I do. I think it's a night 2 heavy show again. I will say.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing, it's a night 2 heavy show with the kind of stuff they're putting on it. But I think the star power is there. Like I do feel like it looks like a WrestleMania. But if you're talking about the build up to it, it was rough. It was rough going, especially when they relied on Punk and Roman to basically carry the torch into WrestleMania. They basically said like, "Hey, it's all on your shoulders" for a good while.
If that creative came down from the head of TKO, the company that owns WWE, not a fan of it. I fully believe that there should be a creative governor that will shoot down any ideas that don't work with the product. On the other hand, though, this is what happens when a giant corporation takes over a mom and pop show or a company.
Yeah.
They will implement whatever they want because they think that's what's right. We don't like it. It sucks, and it's not great.
You're trying to avoid too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Like you
Yes.
want all with your money people. Like creative's got to find a way to make that dance happen. Like we're trying to appease them, but also keeping our fans number one. It's a tough battle. Like Tony Khan gets to live in a world where he's like, I'll do whatever I want.
Cocaine.
He's just like, yeah, he's just like, I'll book whatever I want. Unfortunately, they look at it bigger. So like, I know there's a lot of people who like find that Kenny Omega clip and they're just like, internet star in this match, and I'm like, they pull numbers. They pull numbers, and
They
if
wouldn't do it if it worked.
if it isn't on the live program, it is going to be on all the impressions they get through the weekend, and that is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't have the attention span to sit through a movie, let alone 4 hours of WrestleMania. So what they're seeing, if it's on TikTok or across there, if they can say we had 1 billion impressions over WrestleMania weekend, that's huge. That's huge. And then, like you said, both first hours completely free on ESPN in the States. Like,
And who's
hopefully
the face
that
of,
moves the needle.
Who's the face of ESPN? It's Pat McAfee.
Yep.
Like it's just
Yeah, I guess you can build that video packages up to say like, see Pat McAfee this weekend.
every day this week on his show so far, he's been referencing what Cody said, what CM Punk said, and talking about Randy Orton in the main event of WrestleMania. It's not for very long, and it looks very natural within the conversations of his show.
Yeah,
you can't buy that kind of advertising on ESPN. So that is the strategy that I think is working for them. Now, I love Pat McAfee. I loved him in every WWE role he's had. I love his show. He's super smart, super entertaining. I didn't hate it. I'm very much like, let's see where it goes, but 100% jarring that, oh, it's Pat. What is this going to be? So I think they can steer the ship in the right direction. I really do. But I don't want it to get too deep into realism where they're doing worked shoots every week that just aren't working.
I just think it's a really bad idea to go out on your weekly global TV show and be like, hey, our show sucks and everything's really expensive. Now buy a ticket to come watch us.
It's
a bad idea.
I don't hate that because it's bad guys saying it. And then the good guys stand up for that. And then hopefully your fingers crossed that you're hoping that those Cody lovers and those CM Punk maniacs are going to go be like, yeah, it's great. I'm going to go buy a ticket to support my guy. That's my guess on the strategy.
Ooh,
I know last
week comes across of just shitting on your own dinner.
Sometimes bad guys do that though. You know,
but to us, it comes off shitty, right? We know too much.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was questioning it every time I heard
I
it.
guess.
I was questioning every time I heard it.
But it's interesting because like now you're in the home stretch, right? Like you have a week left, basically 2 weeks left to get those tickets sold. I do think it'll still be a success. I don't think it's going to be where they wanted it to in Vegas, but I do think there's going to be a decent amount sold still. So,
do you think, just real quick, do you think if they had revealed Pat after WrestleMania, that might have helped a little bit? Like just give a couple more weeks of Randy dropping hints or planting seeds to kind of get us off the wrestling as more than one royal family. So what royal family was on the phone with him?
If you did this way, you should have had more promotion and used outside of the business if that's how you're going to push it. Why not have Randy on Pat's show and have Pat go in on Cody there to plant those seeds?
It's funny because 2 weeks ago, Cody was supposed to be on Pat's show, and then they canceled that appearance the morning of, like the day of.
Well, then clearly they knew.
They're like, oh, we can't do this.
Yeah, especially if we're going to pull the trigger there. But it does, like, if you're an audience member like us, like, I mean, I don't like to refer to ourselves as smart marks. Like, I really don't.
No.
But we do know too much, and we are actively on the internet, right? We're not the average fan. But it does feel like a lot of WrestleMania, it does feel rushed, right? Like, it sucks because you gotta do something in hopes that like we're here to make money. We always forget that like it's a business. Like their goal is to make money.
Well, and that's the discussion we had a couple weeks ago, where it was like, I don't like that WrestleMania is so far late into April because it feels like it takes forever. But because they've got to get through the Royal Rumble, like a Saturday night's main event, the Elimination Chamber, and then they start building the full card after that, it seems like there's that massive rush, even though we've waited almost 4 months for WrestleMania when the year starts.
Yeah, but remember, we talked about that, and the reason it all feels so shitty is because they don't do it like they used to do. They announced the WrestleMania main events the night after the Royal Rumble. They never used to do that.
Yeah, and that's a good call. That's a good call. But
also, did you see the pictures of Liv Morgan and Roxanne their head?
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Yes.
Ow.
Dude, that hit last night was violent. You can hear those girls' heads colliding with that sickening thud of like a baby hitting their head. Yeah. It grossed me out. I watched it a couple times because I was like, Caddis, you gotta fucking see this. Holy shit. They had to have hit heads. And then you see today both girls posting pictures of giant goose eggs on their head. My goodness.
It ain't ballet.
Now, I was getting annoyed with the build for this match because they are never on TV.
Yeah.
And then I saw a tweet, and as per usual, I can't remember who the fuck it was. But they had a good point, and it's actually changed I've done a 360 on 180 on this, and I'm now really excited for the match. The whole point of the build is it's on site. They just need a minute and a half of TV every week because that's the point. I see you, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
And actually, now that I've realized that, I actually think it's been a pretty good build. Yes, Liv and Steph should have wrestled more, but everybody should have. But now I'm looking forward to this.
Jade Cargill.
Who?
Yeah, man. You tell me a match you should be worried about. That's high on my list of things I'm very nervous about coming to WrestleMania weekend. I mean, like I said though, the card is there. I mean, and I don't think it looks terrible.
Are you surprised that Oba and Brock are on night 2? Because I was.
I'm very surprised. That should have been night 1 on ESPN to
Agreed.
get everyone's attention.
Nah, I mean, you want people to buy that. I would want people to buy that. The way they've been building Brock versus Oba, you should be fucking plastering that everywhere to say, give me your goddamn money. Because I would give my goddamn money because that is the best built thing going into fucking WrestleMania. At this point, one of the main events could get backed out and we could just put Brock and Oba ending one of those nights.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if Cody wasn't main event, but it's on the wrong night.
Easy now. Real quick, we've seen a lot of pull aparts in wrestling in this road to WrestleMania. Did you like the pull apart with Brock and Oba from this past week's Raw? Because I did. To me, that's the way it should have been done. I shouldn't have seen a pull apart until that.
I did, apart from the fact that Triple fucking H was in there. What the fuck have you got to do with anything, you dumb? But
Brock,
yes, it was very good.
Brock's winning at WrestleMania.
No, he's not.
Yep.
That is such a bold pick. Listeners out there, let us know if you think Brock is winning as well. We're doing our picks next week. Boys, WrestleMania is next week. We got to make all of our picks next week for WrestleMania.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun show next week, but we're getting right to it. No dicking around.
Yep.
We're getting right to it.
Yeah, right to it. So let us know your picks starting now. Hit us up on the socials at In My House Pod on YouTube as well. And or comment wherever you listen to on the podcast. There's comment sections on fucking everything. Anyway, guys, awesome show. We jammed a lot in. A lot. Yeah, well done. Proud of you.
That's what she said.
Oh, wait. Before we go, we got enough time. I'll do it quick here. Rusev made the WrestleMania main event, or the main card for WrestleMania. So this has been the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
See you in Weyburn.
Creamy dicks. Did I say that right? Dick cream.
There we go.
Welcome to my